Well, hello everyone. It's quite a beautiful day today. It was in the lower 60s here in Iowa. Crazy weather for this time of year. Usually we cover snow and ice and cold, but the ground's just bare. We haven't had snow on the ground for a couple months now, I guess. And the weather's been really nice. Had a cold spell, but it finally warmed up, and we're going to be warm for about the next 6-7 days. Then it's going to get cold again. But anyhow, I'm out here in a t-shirt enjoying it while I can. I know it's been a while since I've done a video. Made some butter today. Well, my wife made some butter and I did both. I made a small batch and she made a small batch. That was the first time her making butter. And we also made some mozzarella cheese, and that was a joint effort. I had done all the cooking part of it, and then she done the stretching of the cheese and working it after I actually made it, and she added the salt in it and everything, done all the stretching and put it in a mold. So I just tried just a little bit ago, cut a slice, and we each took a bite. It tasted really good. So that's a new venture for us. We're going to start making cheeses. I got a cheese book. And we're going to try our hand at cheddar cheese and some others. But we made mozzarella today. And it's pretty simple. It turned out good. So we're going to start making a bunch of that. And we'll grate it up and put it in the freezer so we have it to put on pizzas and that kind of stuff. Saves us from having to go to the store and buying it. Plus it's probably a lot better than you get at the store. Don't have all the additives and stuff in it. Anyhow, I'll tell you a few things that's going on. My wife put in her 2-week notice here, say a week and a half ago. She works tomorrow, which is Saturday. She works Saturday, Sunday, Monday. She's supposed to be off Tuesday and Wednesday, which are scheduled days off, and then work Thursday. That was going to be her last day. Well, she put in for Thursday off, so she works Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and that's it. Hopefully we can survive with her being retired. A lot of you know I haven't worked since I was 50. I turned 50, I got laid off at my job that I had at that current moment, and I just said to heck with it. I'm not going back, which a long time ago, many years ago when my kids were young, I always used to tell my wife I was going to retire when I'm 48, and she said, no, you're not. And I said, yeah, I am, and that was a daily discussion for years. I said, I'm going to retire when I'm 48. Well, then she got tired of me saying that, and I changed it to 50. I said, I'll retire when I'm 50. Well, I ended up getting laid off from my job, permanent layoff from my job when I was 50. And we were in the financial situation where I really didn't have to go back to work, and I didn't. Well, as a lot of you know, here about 2.5 years ago or so, 3 years ago, my wife and I got completely out of debt. We paid off everything, but then we had to purchase a new roof on our house, and I purchased that Morton building, moved it on my property. So then we was paying that off, but since then we've gotten that paid off. We sold our daughter's house when she moved to Sioux City, her and her husband and kids. So we got money in the bank from that, and we had a little bit of a savings, not a whole lot, but a little bit. So we do have something to fall back on. But when our kids were young, we were dirt poor, but we always managed. And always got our bills paid. And we can do it now. So I'm hoping that my wife don't feel she needs to go get a job right away or get a job at all. That we can do things to keep ourselves afloat each and every month, and that way we can enjoy our company of one another, and just enjoy life. We decided she said she could help me with the garden this year, and we're gonna try and get a bunch of gardening going, more than what I normally do. I do a lot more canning and stuff, preserve a lot of our own foods, more than what I have on my own. It's kind of hard to do everything, but with me having her here and be able to help me out, I think the two of us can get it accomplished. I'm wanting her to learn how to make sourdough bread and just homemade breads and get into that a little bit. And like I said, she's going to help me start making cheeses, which she did today. And I got a new cheese book I'd ordered here a couple weeks ago. I got it. And so we're going to go and start making some of our own cheeses, being I have the milk from my milk cow from Avon. So it's going to be quite the experience. And anyhow, we made cheese today, some mozzarella cheese. Turned out really good. I told my wife I should get the camera and record her, and she said, no, not this first time. But she says maybe next time, or here in a couple times when I get used to all the steps of making the cheese, she says, I'll let you record it. And she don't like being on camera, but if she's not working and here on the homestead helping me out, I think she's going to have to get used to the camera. Me pulling the camera out and recording, because I'll be recording what we're doing and stuff. Give something for you guys to watch, I guess. I don't know a whole lot. Here, say a week ago, my wife and I went to town. A lot of you know I have them receipt apps where I take pictures of receipts, and they give you points for it, and you earn points, and after so many points you can get them Amazon cards or different various gift cards for different businesses or whatever. Well, we always cash them in for Amazon cards, because that's what I use to purchase my fun stuff or my project stuff, like my solar system I'm slowly going to be building. Well, I got most everything I need for it. Well, I wanted to keep the cost down, so we've been scanning receipts and getting enough credit to get Amazon cards and purchase stuff I need, like my solar panels. You know, a couple years ago, I got them 4 solar panels. Well, here just about 2 months ago, month and a half, 2 months ago, I ended up getting 4 more, which cost me absolutely nothing, because between my receipt apps and my wife's, we had enough credit to get some Amazon cards and purchase them. No money out of pocket. And the other day, my wife and I went town, and my wife was like 2,000 and something points shy from getting another $50 Amazon gift card, which we were working to get a $50 card because I needed a harness to tie all the solar panels together. And on Amazon, I could get that harness that I needed to tie them 8 solar panels that I have now together, but that harness was $45 plus tax. So I said we need to get that $50 gift card. Well, we were 2,000, a little over 2,000 points short. So we were going to town to get some groceries, and my wife got on the app, and there are certain brands of food items. If you get certain brands, they give you extra points if you buy a particular brand. So my wife was going through there and say, well, we can get this. We need some of them. That'll give us this many points, and we'll get that, and that'll give us that many points, and we should have enough for the $50 gift card. Well, we made the purchases at Sam's Club, some of them, and then we went to Walmart. Well, while we were at Walmart, we were in line, in the checkout line, and there was a gal ahead of us, and she had all her groceries sacked up and in her cart, but they were having issues with her card. And basically, she had an EBT card, and basically she didn't have enough credit, or the credit on her EBT card, to pay for her groceries. But we thought it was something else. Well, the manager come over, and he said, well, all I can do he said to the gal that was running the register, she said, all I can do is clear it out. She'll just have to put that stuff back, or we'll have to put that stuff back. She won't be able to purchase it. And Heidi says, what's the matter? Does she not remember her PIN number? And he's like, well, no. And the girl says, she starts crying, no, I know my PIN number. She says, but I need these groceries. And she says, well, what's wrong? And then the gal running the register, she says, she don't have enough credit on her card. And my wife notices an EBT card, and she had a manila envelope that the card went in, just a small one, and it said whatever her name was, and I don't remember her name, but it had her name, and it said her EBT card. So we could tell she's a little slow. She looked normal just looking at her, but she was a little mentally slow. And so she must have been from like some group home or something, because they had her name and verified that it was her EBT card. So my wife says, we'll pay for it. We'll get her groceries. And the manager one of the managers of Walmart kind of looked at us funny, like, you're going to pay for it? And my wife says, yeah, we got it. Just how much is it? I'll run my car. We'll pay for it. So my wife ended up paying for the groceries. Well, when we get to the car, my wife kind of laughed. She says, you know, we were trying to get them points to get that $50 gift card, or yeah, $50 gift card to make that purchase off Amazon. She says, the money we spent on that gal's groceries, you could have just got on Amazon and bought the items you wanted anyhow. And I said, yeah, but that's beside the point. I said, we were doing a good deed for someone. And I said, and look at it this way. I said, we got more points now to go towards our next gift card. Because I dug in the trash when we was headed out of Walmart. The trash sits right there by the front door, and I got in there, there's a bunch of receipts. And one of them was worth 3,360 points. So we got a big start on the next $50 gift card. So we were getting blessed in some sense by finding that receipt that gave us that many points. Anyhow, it ain't all about what you receive, but it's what about what you give. It's better to give than receive. So besides, they say if you pay something forward or you give somebody something, they'll come back to you 10 times fold. Anyhow, hello everyone. Just a real quick side note on us purchasing that young gal's groceries. My wife told me to tell you about the cashier. As soon as the manager walked away and that girl walked away with her groceries, our cashier started crying. And she says, and my wife happened to realize that she's crying. She says, what's the matter? You don't need to cry. She says, that was so kind of you guys to buy that girl her groceries. She says, there just ain't people in this world like you no more. She says, that was awful kind of you. She says, and she just felt, I don't know, it was touching to her. And she says she thanked us for actually doing that for that girl. And I told her, don't need to thank us. That's just the type of people we are. It isn't the first time we've helped somebody out. It won't be the last. Anyhow, so don't be afraid to help someone out. All right, see you later. Now, don't be afraid to help somebody out. I'm going to let you go. I'll see y'all later. And don't forget I love you. Bye.